Live on location from Riverhead, New York, it's Queening Out with Sean and Kim and bandleader Alex and the A-Tones. Starring Sean and Kim. Tonight's special guest is David. And here we go.
I'll put in applause. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to another edition of Queening Out. Welcome to our beautiful new studio. And as you probably know, I'm Sean. This is David. Kim is with me. How's everyone doing today? You can start.
Okay. Well, it's a little bittersweet because we're very happy to be in our new studio, which our producer and financier created for us, executive producer Big D and financier. However, we had some sad news today in the Mets world that the longest tenured Met, yes?
Yep. Yeah.
Longest tenured Met.
If
is
you're gonna say anything poignant, make sure you wait until Dad's adjusting the adjusting the.
Oh,
But
sorry.
No. I'm just kidding. Continue.
Okay. Is no longer a Met. So, sad news. The jury is out whether or not this will make the team better. We're hoping this is the beginning of several moves that will make the team better, but right now it's pretty sad news.
Dude, you seem. Are you sad? Do you feel sad?
Yes, I'm sad because Brandon Nimmo has been a Met for a very long time, so I have lots of wonderful memories of him as a Met, and not to mention I think he's a very good human being on top of that. However, I think, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but do I think that maybe it was time to break up this core? Yeah, maybe. I mean, do I want to see Brandon Nimmo go? Do I blame him for the failure that was the 2025 season? No, of course not. However, if this will ultimately make the team better, then I'm all for it. My personal feelings aside on that, I like Brandon Nimmo. As a fan, I'm optimistic that they'll make the team better. I hope. Otherwise, this makes no sense.
Sure. No. Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of a break. It's kind of an awkward thing because we're opening a new studio, and then we're also doing the breaking news of trading the longest tenured Met and one of the more beloved Mets of the 2024 Mets. Who had proclaimed several times about how he wanted to be a Met for life and how he was going to be a Met for life, blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden he's traded for 35-year-old Marcus Semien, who hasn't had a good offensive season in 2 or 3 years. Coincidentally, Brandon Nimmo hasn't had a good offensive season in 2 years since David Stearns took over and has looked like a completely different hitter since David Stearns and company took over for the Mets, going from a high on base guy who happened to hit some home runs to being a guy who seemed like he was trying to hit home runs and wasn't walking as much. And so one is left to wonder whether or not David Stearns, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't actually know what happened with Brandon Nimmo. All I know is that the Brandon Nimmo contract looked like a bargain before David Stearns took over, and now it's kind of being swapped as part of a dead money deal for, not dead money deal, but a flimsy contract deal for Marcus Semien. So yeah, I don't know. It certainly makes the Mets stronger up the middle. It certainly opens up some more options in terms of, it's always better, I think, to have corner guys. What? No? It's always better, I think. Yeah, no, I know. It's always better, I think, to have corner spots open as opposed to up the middle spots. The second baseman happens to be a 35-year-old. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Another stroke of genius from the president of baseball operations. We'll see.
Well, David, as a Red Sox fan,
someone also named David?
Yep. Who is also named David and a genius with baseball.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever, player operations. Do you believe that the Mets, it's a likely option that the Mets may be going after your guy, Jaron Duran?
I'm doing well, by the way, guys. I haven't been able to talk yet this show. Yeah, thank you. I don't really think I'm a special guest anymore. I've been on 3 of the 4 episodes, so yeah,
Regular contributor.
yeah,
If you were on the Real Housewives, like you would be a friend of the show,
Okay.
not
Yeah,
a
yeah,
guest.
yeah.
Like you're a friend. Like there's Sean and I are cast members, and you're like my female viewers will understand this.
Yeah.
You're not a cast member. You're a friend of the show.
Yeah. Glad to hear it. But yeah. So thanks for having me back, guys. But yeah, I mean, I think back to what Sean was saying, I think this was a pretty significant statement at where the Mets thought Brandon Nimmo is at this point, the value of where Brandon Nimmo was and the kind of player that he was. Because yeah, this did kind of feel like just a bad contract swap, and Semien's is obviously, again, not dead weight at this point, but it's not a very good contract for the player that Marcus Semien is right now. He was a 2.5 win player this past year. Again, good defender, but not nearly what he was at the plate. I mean, he's a below average hitter at this point. He had a 650 OPS last year. I know Texas isn't the most hitter friendly ballpark, but still, he wasn't a very good hitter. But Nimmo got worse defensively last year and has regressed offensively as well. So again, the Mets clearly saw that it wasn't worth what he had left. It was 5 for 100, pretty much. Mets clearly saw that he wasn't worth that, and they thought this was a way to upgrade up the middle, like Sean said, upgrade defensively. But yeah, I think what comes next now is there's going to have to be another move in the outfield. I don't know if it's Jaron Duran. Obviously, the Red Sox do have a lot of outfielders, and they're going to be available this offseason. I don't think Cedar Rafaela would be one of them, but I think the Mets will call about all 3 of those guys that the Red Sox have on the table. Obviously, Roman Anthony is not on the table, but the other 3, I think the Mets will inquire about all of them. I think with where the Mets are right now, they only have one real outfielder in Juan Soto, and even Juan Soto is going to be a DH probably in the next.
Mets avoided arbitration with Tyrone Taylor at $3.8 million.
That's true. The Mets do have Tyrone Taylor, who's a good 4th outfielder. But I'm saying starting caliber outfielders, the Mets are in a spot where, again, you can make the case they might move McNeil to the outfield, but that just feels like a lateral move if that's the plan of action here. I know they love, is it Benj? Ben, right? Yeah. Benji, however you pronounce it, they love him. And I think this also is a big statement on what they think of him and how they might be very willing to give him a spot from opening day next year. But no matter how you slice it, they're going to need to make a move for an outfielder now. So, and the Red Sox have a lot of those.
So out of the names that have been thrown around, Kyle Tucker, Jaron Duran, Bellinger, who is most desirable in your opinion?
Who is most desirable? Like you said, it depends on what else they do. They have now $260 million. Well, that's the thing. I think before you get into the actual nitty gritty of what comes next, you have to consider the context of what swapping Brandon Nimmo and trading contract value means in the context of the Mets offseason. What it basically means is the Mets have basically said that this is a neutral money move. So they're not bringing on any extra money. To me, it implies that they're working within some kind of budgetary constraint. Now, Semien is, you're not going to find too many players like Marcus Semien on the free agent market. The closest thing would probably be Bo Bichette, and he's 8 years younger?
Yeah.
Maybe not 8 years younger. Like 6 years younger.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. Yeah, no, and I mean, they're taking on a little bit extra money for this year with Semien. You're losing a little bit of money in 29-30 after the new CBA is signed, and you don't actually know what that's going to look like. So in theory, you get more flexibility there. It's a very David Stearns move. So it's just like, does it make the Mets meaningful? Does this trade make the Mets meaningfully better in 2026?
Yeah.
No.
Not yet.
Is that a problem?
It depends how the rest of the offseason looks. So to answer your question, they have a lot of holes in the lineup. We were saying earlier, it's second base is now covered, shortstop is covered, one of the corner spots is now covered. Again, presumably you would make this trade to move Juan Soto probably to left field because I think he's a better fit in left field than he is in right field. Wait, how does it work with the outfielders again? Do you want a lefty in left or a righty in left? I'm trying. You could think about it kind of. I think you want a righty in right because then it makes it easier to throw to third going to the corner. Yeah. I'm sorry, you want a lefty in right? Because it makes it easier to go into the corner and then fire the second and third. Whereas if you're a lefty coming into the left field corner, coming in, you kind of have to throw on the run. But if you're a righty, you also kind of have to throw on the run. But I'm trying to either way. Soto will be in a corner, and yeah, I mean I don't know. Look, including a chat with Jacob deGrom.
I was about to point that out.
Wait, what?
You're talking about that Rhode Island was inside the top 100 in Ken Pop. I thought you were excited about that.
Yes. But no. So yeah, the question becomes, what's next? You need thump in the order. You have second base, you have shortstop, you have catcher, you have a corner. Yes.
This is AI speaking. No, you do not want a right-handed player in left field.
You don't want a right-handed player in left field? Let me think.
Left-handed players have a neutral advantage. A natural advantage there. I'm sorry, I am AI, and I don't read very well.
Okay.
A left-handed player in left field has a better throwing angle for balls hit down the left field line. And right-handed player in right field has a similar advantage on balls down.
I guess throwing to second, because if you're throwing to second as a left-handed player, you kind of got to turn your back to the field. Thank you. I don't know what the name of our chat bot is, but
good question. What, if anything, do you think this means for the future of Pete Alonso and/or Jeff McNeil as a Met?
Jeff McNeil, I think, is probably. I mean, right now he's the starting left fielder. So, you don't think they're going to move him? Jeffrey, no. I don't. I would be multi-positional. That's the thing about Nimmo is the reason why Nimmo was expendable is because he's became a bad defender. Yeah, he's not versatile. He became a bad. His foot has made him a worse defender. Yeah.
However, I will miss the running to first.
Yes, that's true. We can, and that. Yeah, I was gonna get into the There are intangible elements of this that.
Sure.
I
once had an argument with a Yankee fan.
Intangible isn't even the right word, by the way, but
about how he found it annoying that he runs to first. I'm like, really? Like, is that the hill you're gonna die on? Like, it's bothering you that Brandon Nimmo is running to first?
He needs to get out more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Anyway, who shall remain nameless? It wasn't Jared Selk.
Sorry, this is AI. Intangible. We went to community college. We don't know what that means. Can you?
Like the things that make him interesting besides his ability as a player.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and even like the stuff that you can't quantify. Stuff like
his walk-up song or his wholesome nature.
Yes.
Aw, shucks.
Yes. I mean, the fact that he's a, whatever.
Well, no, I mean, it's part of his charm.
Yes. Tell us more. You know what, Kim? Yes, I know to Brandon Nimmo. Kim, tell us about Brandon Nimmo's Christian charm and appeal.
Well, I just find him charming because he's just wholesome. And in New York, that's, a rarity, It is.
Yes. I agree.
And that's why I actually think he'll do well in Texas. I hate to say it. I don't want to see him go, but I feel like he kind of does have a Jacob deGrom type personality and that wholesome family man, down home kind of good guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
he's not jaded. Like he's like a lot of us New Yorkers are. I don't know.
I'm gonna disagree for a second here, and I'm not gonna disagree totally, but I do think Brandon Nimmo will fit well in Texas. I think for a couple of different reasons. But is it just me, or did Nimmo seem angrier over the last year or so? Yeah. And I don't know what the reason for that was. But he seemed I don't know. There was more of an edge to him, which is good, I think, to an extent. But I don't. I know Adam Ottavino talked on his show the other day about how he confronted Andy Martino or whatever, and I think that's just. I think Nimmo. Nimmo had that side to his personality, and he was right in doing so because Brandon Nimmo is 10 times the player that Alex Verdugo is. But I don't know. There was something where Nimmo, yes, always did seem like that happy-go-lucky guy for most of his career, and over the last year or two, there was some sort of shift, and I don't know what went into that.
Well, I was going to say we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the fact that there was a decline in performance right around mid-July of 2024. I don't know if anything major happened in mid-July of 2024, nor do I know, have I ever spoken to Brandon Nimmo, and would I know anything about his political beliefs or anything like that. I also know, Brandon Nimmo seemed a little bit melancholy down the stretch this year. How could you not be? You were losing games over and over again, and nothing, so who are we to say? But
do you think that it played into it at all that there's all the talk of like Lindor is the captain, and there was never talk. He signed a long-term contract with the Mets, and no one ever even mentioned he should be the captain.
I think it was a number of things. Yes, I think he thought, and someone said that, right? That he thought Ottavino said he kind of thought he should be the captain.
I'm pretty sure Ottavino did.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. Shout out to Adam Ottavino. If you're looking for new baseball creators online, the great Adam Ottavino, go and check him out. And if we can get him to, send this to him, and we would like to merge with him because. We're gonna try to figure out how to get in contact with Adam Ottavino.
This is my ode to. I have my cup, my Brandon Nimmo cup.
No one can see that, but yeah.
Oh,
You were kind of covering his face.
Oh,
also.
sorry.
Oh, no, never mind. I didn't see him. I didn't see him over there either. Yeah. Brandon Nimmo cup.
No, I think I don't know. I mean, really, yeah, that's the thing, and his performance has dipped in the last couple of years too. So it's I don't know. I don't know what the full story is. Brandon Nimmo is probably the only one that knows the full story.
I don't know.
Getting on base.
Part of my larger point with that was, and again, I don't know. This is.
You're saying you disagree with me saying he's the wholesome.
No, I don't disagree with that because that's who he is, and I think he was that for most of his career. But I do think there was some sort of shift in his personality over the last few years, and I don't know what that went into, but it just kind of reminded me of. And I'm not saying this is the same situation because I don't know if the Mets did anything wrong here. Obviously, wasn't anything explicit like the Red Sox situation with Devers, but it reminded me of that in a little bit of ways. And I remember talking about this around when Devers got traded. Devers was always that similar, like he's just the lovable child of the Red Sox and this wholesome little kid, and then all of a sudden he's this angry guy who's refusing to change positions, and it's like, okay, at a certain point you have to look yourself in the mirror, like, did you do something wrong to change that? And I know Nimmo was never outwardly.
This is AI. What happened to Nemo's mother?
That's a good question. I don't know.
She died.
No one knows?
She died.
She died. She was ate by a barracuda in the beginning of the movie.
How do you remember
The
this?
only one that survived was Nemo.
And the dad.
Continue.
And the dad.
It's probably only the dad survived.
Continue.
It's just, and again, it wasn't, Nimmo was never outwardly spoken against Mets management, at least not yet or anything. It just, I don't know. There was a weird shift over the last couple of years, and I don't know. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. And the fact, I know it took a while for him to accept this trade, but the fact that he did end up accepting the trade when he talked throughout most of his tenure that he was going to be a career Met, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of factors to consider here.
They didn't want to play him in center field. They just said he wasn't a center fielder.
Why? Because of defensive liability, or why?
Because they wanted to be stronger up the middle, and that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly reasonable. Like you said, it's very similar to Rafael Devers, where that might be in the best interest of the team. How much center field did he play in 2023?
You're right, Dave. That's a good comparison.
Nimmo started 135 games in center field in 2023. Then David Stearns comes in and takes over, and and I don't know, something clearly didn't click in the same way. His performance declined. And now he's more willing to take a trade. So here's the question, and here is the thing that we all need to watch. Will he go to Texas and start performing much like old Brandon Nimmo? And in that case, who is actually at fault here? What is the problem here? If you come to Queens, and then Brandon Nimmo's value tanks, and then you trade him at a low for a 35-year-old second baseman, and that second baseman doesn't hit, and Nimmo, who's still only 32, all of a sudden starts hitting again, the thing for me, this is the type of trade where you trade a franchise cornerstone for an aging veteran because you think that the franchise cornerstone, you don't want to attach sentimentality to your pursuit of winning. Except if he starts hitting somewhere else and this guy doesn't hit, you're going to get fired. You are going to get fired from your job because this is something you can't. It's bad. It's obnoxious. And again, yeah, they got to do. We'll see what else they do, but it's not a good look.
Well, this just came to my head. If Texas makes Brandon great again, that would not be good. Get it? See what I did?
Yeah.
Right. But right.
Shout out President Trump.
But here's the thing.
Not actually.
We're David.
No, the mayors.
David and I were singing the song before, but it's unwritten still. Like we don't know how this is all going to play. We were before we came on air. We were singing. Yeah. So right. Thank you. So
Natasha Bedingfield, shout her out.
This is my point: is that I don't know if we can make judgment on this yet because the rest is still unwritten.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Look at these. Do you know what years? You know what years these are from? These are from. These are from. I believe 2000. Let's see. Gotta be 2010 or 11. That's a Nice picture from 09. Because I think this is. Hang on. Let me think. 2011. I would have been going. I was in 7th grade when we got these. So when would I have been in 7th grade?
7th grade, so that was 17. So go back 5 years.
2nd grade.
No, this is 2011 here. This is either way, and the Mets drafted Nimmo when? I think 11 or 12. I'm pretty sure 11 or 12. Right around the same time. These two things were purchased around the same time. While David Stearns was,
2011.
Yeah, there you go. David Stearns was, getting his feet wet with the Houston Astros before going to the Milwaukee Brewers and, making it to the LCS once and then getting paid millions of dollars to run a $350 million payroll in New York. So all I'm saying is, David Stearns has been around the block. David Stearns knows how to run a baseball team. He hasn't been here. While he was a Mets fan growing up, he wasn't here for a lot of the last. Yeah, and there are a lot of lessons to learn in that period, including what not to do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. My trust in David Stearns is more shaken today than it certainly was 2 years ago, and certainly was a year ago.
Can change with one move, I feel like.
I mean, you got to win.
Sure. But I'm saying it's. But who's the stud starter that's the free agent?
Okay.
Which one?
I don't know. There's King, and then there's another one.
Cease.
That's it. Yeah, right. So, what if he gets 2 stud starters all of a sudden, and then you're like, okay, we're, I don't know.
It's
a plan.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's going to sign an outfielder.
Yeah. I think it's clear that there's going to be an outfielder required now. I just think for everyone saying that, or everyone making the case where, and I've heard this a couple times, now that they traded Nimmo, they cleared some people are saying they cleared the money to do this. Like, people need to realize, I think Sean's right, that this does show they're on some sort of budgetary constraint, but also they didn't clear any room for this season. Like, yes, long term, they cut some years off. They cut 2 years off. When you look at these two players, Semien only has 3 years left. Nimmo has 5 years left. But for this season, I know it's a difference of $5 million, but they even ate some money of the Nimmo contract as well, right?
Million.
Yeah. So, but even so, they are taking on some money this year. So for people expecting this to mean, and it might mean, I'm not saying this isn't the case, but for people expecting this to mean, oh, well, now they have the room. Yes, roster-wise, they have the room to get Kyle Tucker. Money-wise, they do as well because they have Steve Cohen as their owner. But I'm just, with the way the Mets are operating right now, is that going to be their next move? I'm hesitant to say yes. I think Bellinger has always been a fit, and I think even before the Nimmo trade, I would have said Bellinger is a fit. So I still think that's more likely. That's personally.
Someone has to tell Steve Cohen that we need to go get Kyle Tucker. I'm not saying. I'm not even saying like I'm not saying that the Mets have to go get Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm saying that if that's the belief, then someone needs to say it.
Yeah.
David Stearns isn't going to be the one to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, just
Why?
because it's a 9-figure contract over 9 years for a player who's 30, and they just signed Juan Soto last offseason, and it doesn't make smart business sense.
30 is young.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'm just telling you that's he doesn't give out long contracts. He doesn't. He doesn't like, and it's that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to make clear is that this isn't a total. We're not rebuking David Stearns as a no, certainly not. There's certainly a path now where this is actually a good move. Where if you basically what they've done is they've taken the Nimmo money, which again, left fielder, not much defensive value, probably a DH who isn't the same player that he was, and you've turned it into a second baseman who hits home runs, plays good defense, and is on a shorter-term contract for roughly
How old is he?
35. But you can make the case that it is a win now move. But you have to go out and you have to do the other things. You have to do the other things.
I think that's the theme of what we've been saying, right, the whole time, and that's why I'm reserving judgment right now. Like it's to be continued.
No,
you know what I mean. So it's like, am I sad personally that because I love Brandon Nimmo and I've been a Mets fan for a long time, and he's, he's the last remaining player of the David Wright era, right? Like, and he like the happy like.
No, they played one game together.
Is it really?
Wright was on the team on Nimmo was playing. Wright just wasn't playing.
I just think of him as that era.
Wright definitely influenced Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah.
Right. They remind right. And in that way, like personally, it makes me sad. But again, I said this before. Like, does my gut tell me that it was time to break up this core? Kind of, because it just doesn't seem to be working. I don't know why. And it's not really an indictment on any particular player. It's not Pete. It's not Nimmo. It's not Lindor. It's not Soto. It's not like, it's just for some reason, collectively, they're not working. I don't know why.
And if there's any player to get out from under of the quote unquote core going back to the mid 2010s, late 2010s, it would be Brandon Nimmo. I mean, if we're being perfectly honest, like it's 5 more years at $20 million. McNeil's got multi-positional versatility and had actually a decent year last year. It's obviously.
What were Nimmo's numbers last year? Because they weren't great, right?
He hit 260 with a 320 on base percentage and a 436 slugging percentage. 25 home runs, 13 stolen bases.
Better than I thought.
He's like an average starter, which is again, it's not. That's the thing. Calling it like a dead money swap isn't fair because Semien was like a 2-win, 3-win player.
Yeah,
too. I mean, a bad offense, good defense, but
sure now.
I think that would be what the Mets would posit here.
I think the Mets are hoping it's a watch. To me, I think Nimmo has more upside. I think Nimmo has.
I think Nimmo has more. I think Semien could. Semien could be an. He has been an MVP.
Yeah,
he's also 35.
Yeah,
but he has been an MVP. But if he
MVP when he was
32,
yeah.
If he hits 40 home runs with elite defense, then
he hasn't hit 40
and
home runs.
And you also said he has more versatility and that he can play more positions.
Well, just that he plays second base, and that's just
But the reality is Marcus Semien has not been a good hitter for a couple of years now, and he's only getting older.
If you asked me who I thought was safer, it would be Brandon Nimmo. Because I think I don't know what happened where all of a sudden Brandon Nimmo is now like he puts up like Jesse Winker slash lines. Like I don't really know what happened. He got hurt. Maybe he'll be back. I mean, now, hell, I don't know.
I like Jesse Winker. I was a fan of him, and he's not really a Kim player, but I liked him. He made me smile.
Brought a very good energy.
That's good. He's Rob Refsnyder also.
Absolutely.
But he's very old, isn't he?
Yeah, but they need some corner outfielders now.
Yeah. Some depth off the bench.
I mean, that's the thing. They have again, we need a. Where's my chart? I won't block your face.
Jeez.
Is this your face on the back?
Oh yeah, that's David.
Yeah.
Oh, David.
So what you have here, just imagine that this is the field. Watch. This.
Wait, hold on, stand by.
Can you see it?
Movie recording has been stopped.
Okay, so press the red button again. The red button up top.
I wonder how long it was like that. He wasn't famous.
Actually, it's not red.
It has red on it. Excellent.
Do you want to move it to it's a little off-centered right now.
Well, is it? Well, Dad, Dad's gonna. We're gonna. I'm doing a demonstration. I'll do a demonstration.
I got you. Hold on. Let me zoom out a little bit, and we'll get your.
How much time left? I should have. No, that was my bad. I should have.
No, I was looking.
What are we at? A half an hour? We're at a half an hour right now. Let's not make. Oh, are we filming?
Yeah. No, we're still filming.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Feel free to.
Well, no, I was no.
This is Juan Soto. This is Juan Soto. This is Tyrone Taylor and Carson Benji. This is question mark. This is Jeff McNeil and others. This is Mark Vientos and Brett Beatty, Lindor, Marcus Semien, and nobody. And this is Francisco Alvarez. So, that's 6 players, and you need to fill. And they don't have a DH. I mean, it's what? It's Ronnie Mauricio. And I mean, Carson Benji's, I guess, an option here in one of these spots. Jack Williams, but there are a lot of.
He's like a top prospect.
There are a lot of. Next time would probably be better if I actually.
That was a fun demonstration. Why couldn't you just say it? Why can you just say the positions? I thought there was going to be more to that demonstration. If I'm being honest.
It's easier to visualize when it's there are only
yeah.
five
I mean,
spots
you could just
filled.
point though.
There are only 5 spots. You need David. You know this better than anyone. You need.
Now it's very intimidating.
You want guys who you can plug. They don't have guys you can plug, and platoons are great, but they need to go out and get guys who you can plug in there. They need to go out and get their Roman Anthony's. Rev Snyder's great.
He's a platoon guy. No, that was part of the problem with the Red Sox.
Nate Eaton and all of these fellas. These platoon guys are great.
We already have a platoon at third.
No,
correct?
And you could always use these guys.
Platoons are fine, but you need guys that you can go out there and trust to play every day. And the Red Sox learned that this past postseason and the Red Sox had plenty of injuries. Also, by the time the postseason came around, they didn't have Roman Anthony.
The Mets just traded away a guy who you can play a lot.
Who was going to be an everyday player. There's a reason why Alex Cora is going on the Section 10 podcast and challenging Wilyer Abreu to get better at hitting lefties because he wants to be able to play Wilyer Abreu every day and he wants to have more guys that he can trust to play every day.
Let me just say real quick, and Brandon Nimmo is more likely to play, at least most of the time, because by virtue of the fact that he is left-handed, and if Marcus Semien's 35 and right-handed, and all of a sudden they start spamming him breaking balls and he's flailing at them, then he's on the bench and he's a platoon player.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on Twitter or somewhere that the durability of the Mets core was Cal Ripken-ish. Like I'm saying, the fact that they were all on the field all year, meaning Nimmo, Pete, Lindor, and Soto, right? So that is very valuable in a right. Wouldn't you say?
That's close.
Yeah.
It's just sensible.
Yeah, they asked who they like the trade more, and the Rangers have 51.
But there's something to be said for that, for durability and being out on the field. And what's why can't I say his name? Semien's numbers for that.
He has dealt with some injuries over the last couple of years. Yes, I think he was off the field for a fairly extended period of time this past year, right?
Mm-hmm. And the Mets, by the way, the Mets really dumped a load to get Semien, huh?
Yeah. 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 But no, you're right. I think. Yeah. Yes, I agree. I think availability is. Yes. Yeah. No. Exactly. Availability is. is the best ability. And I think, a lot of these guys, but I agree with Sean's earlier point that if there was one to give up of this Fab Four, whatever you want to call them, it was probably Brandon Nimmo at this point. Now they might be losing two of them.
Correct.
And
let's do that. Let's
I think, but I think what I want to end on with Brandon Nimmo, and I think for any Mets fan that, again, I think it remains to be seen what this trade is going to be. But I think for any Mets fan, you guys, whoever it is out there that is having an irrational reaction to this, I think it is rational, because I think this is part of being a sports fan, that Brandon Nimmo was the longest tenured Met, and that we watch these games every day, and that we grow attached to these players. And obviously I went through my fair share of this being a Red Sox fan over the past few years. But I think for anyone who doesn't want to hear right now, let's see what happens next, I think that's a totally acceptable reaction to have. So I just want to make that point, and that I think this is the tough part of being fans like us that are watching every day and that grow connection to these players, because we're not just rooting for the team. We're not just rooting for the brand, the Red Sox or the Mets. We're rooting for the players. And Brandon Nimmo was a player that you guys have now been rooting for nearly a decade.
And now there are open at bats in left field that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say Jerry Seinfeld used to do a bit, though, that was like, he's like, whatever. It was like a comedy thing. Like, you're not rooting for the players, you're rooting for the shirt.
But I disagree. I think you are rooting for the players.
Yeah. Like, it's like, no, I like, that's opposite of your point.
Yeah.
But the reality is, there is it's a business. We don't like to hear that. It's a business. And we and there is so much turnover. You as a Red Sox fan have seen that more than anyone. You lost your, two best players in the span of.
They've lost a lot of, they traded away Chris Sale, they traded away Mookie Betts, they traded away Rafael Devers. They've traded away a lot of key guys, but
it's the reality.
That whole core is now gone.
What we have to deal with, right? And it's, but here's the thing, as a fan, as hard as it is to see him go personally, if it's for the betterment of the team, then as a fan, you have to be like, okay, well, it makes sense.
But I think the problem is we don't know if it's for the better. And my larger point is, even if it was for the betterment of the team, I think for any Mets fan that is having an emotional reaction to this, I think it is acceptable to not care right now if it's for the better of the team. And
this can be true. Like, I think
both things can be true, yes. But I think
I could be sad that he's gone, but also understand as a business that it might be the right move.
Yeah,
it's an eye roll because it's Stearnsing again. They're swapping. At the end of the day, what is the meaningful swap here? It's you're changing positional flex. You're changing the positional composition of the team, and you're losing 2 years of $20 million in 2029 and 2030 after the new CBA gets signed, when there might be a salary cap, and you don't. It's more money you have to spend. Then that's what David Stearns would say his job is. To help the Mets win now and in the future. Yes, he's wrong, because you know why? Because you need to win today. You need to, when you run a $350 million payroll, you need to win yesterday, you need to win today, you need to win tomorrow, and then you need to also win 5 years from now.
But he may be doing things that will make that happen.
That's great. But you know what? At the end of the day, all this is right now is David Stearns. But here's the thing, Kim. You can look at this from an efficiency perspective. Yes, they're chopping off years at the end. You can look at it from a talent perspective. They are getting back a 35-year-old player off 2 down years who plays good second base defense. You know who else plays good second base defense? Jose Iglesias. I'm not saying that they should go out and get Jose Iglesias. I'm just saying that there are different ways to go about addressing your needs. And right now, this is just David Stearnsing and trading away the man who hit the 2-run home run in the top of the 8th inning on September, whatever day that was, 2024, I think 29th, to give the Mets a 6-3 lead in the top half of the 8th inning against the Atlanta Braves, which they, of course, eventually blew. But without that home run, there is no 2024 Mets postseason, because Lindor, they would have been down by more runs when Lindor hit his home run. Also, is the same guy who hit the walk-off home run against the Braves in May of that year to give them a win. Again, every little win matters, and probably did something to help them win a game and at least put them in a position to be within a game of making the playoffs this past year. So it's just like when Stearns gets around to Stearnsing, when after the last 2 years they've been a pitcher short and they haven't and Stearns could have been the one to go out and get that extra pitcher and he didn't. It just makes you roll your eyes and say, what are we doing here? What do we want? Why are we talking about, why are we thinking about 2030 payroll flexibility when we haven't won anything?
I think to me, Stearns doesn't get the benefit of the doubt right now because they did miss the postseason last year. The Mets ran, what was it, the second highest payroll in baseball last year? The second highest payroll in baseball.
Missed the World Series champions.
Yes, but they missed the postseason. They missed the post, and so I'm not ready to give David Stearns the benefit of the doubt right now, whether that's fair or not. But yes, there's a lot of time left in the offseason, but just right now, yes, I think it is a little bit of a frustrating move that this is the first move of the offseason just because it's coming off a failure, but maybe that's part of the reason why he made it because, like you said, maybe it was time for this core to be broken up a little bit.
Right.
But
it's sad. Don't get me wrong. That makes me sad to say that, but I think it is, as much as it pains me to say it, I think it might have been time.
That's great, but when you say things like, it's a business, it excuses this behavior,
I'm not saying I agree with that, but I'm saying that's the reality.
It's pathetic behavior. It's loser behavior. It's the kind of behavior that leads to you having a high dollar per, maybe leads to you becoming the Milwaukee Brewers, who are in the dance. Win what? The NL Central? Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, they don't finish.
It's then
they're also, apparently there's a report from Will Salmon that just came out that the Mets are a sticking point in Diaz negotiations right now, or that the Mets don't want to go over 3 years, and that Diaz's camp wants 5 years. So so I think that speaks a little bit to how they're operating right now as well. So yeah,
pathetic.
So let's do, with that in mind, let's do percentages of what we think the percentage that they signed Diaz and actually Pete.
The Mets are not going to be persuaded by emotion, says Will Salmon. It may play some part, but if either both Diaz or Alonso return, it will mostly be because the cold, hard facts said it made sense for the Mets to bring them back. You know what the cold, hard facts say, David? That Edwin Diaz strikes out 15 batters per 9 innings, and Pete Alonso hits 40 home runs a year, and the Mets don't have a first baseman or a closer. And, by the way, there aren't any first basemen or closers on the market better than either of them. So those are some cold hard facts for you.
Especially Diaz. Diaz, you cannot replace. Diaz, say what you want. There are relievers on the market, and I'm sure they would express interest in Robert Suarez or Devin Williams or whoever it may be if they lose Diaz. But they should be expressing interest in those guys along with Diaz. But Pete, sure, you could maybe find someone to replace his production in the lineup, but not very easily because it's not on the open market besides Schwarber. So yeah,
So let's go back. Percentage. Do you think Diaz is a Met and Pete is a Met? What do you think the percentage?
They should both be back. I mean, let's look at the numbers. Let's talk cold hard facts here. If Will Salmon and the Mets want to talk, no, well, this is part of it. This is part of my gut says that the Mets should 100%. The Mets should.
But what do you think is going to?
The Mets should 100% bring back both of these players, and then consider also Devin Williams and Robert Suarez. They have $260 million committed last year. The Dodgers ran a $396 million payroll. The Mets drew 3 million people for the first time since 2008 last year. Because, of course, they're going to say they lost money because there are people like us who say they need to spend more money. And so they want to build up sympathy. What?
This is AI.
Yeah.
Did you say Pete Alonso, the polar bear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know adult polar bears can weigh up to 1,760 pounds?
I don't think Pete weighs that much.
No,
That's it.
I don't think Pete's up. I don't think Pete's up there in weight. That's an interesting fact. Yeah, interesting fact though.
I'm gonna refrain from commenting. Percent chance, $260 million estimated 2026 payroll. Pete Alonso, hang on, I'm doing the math, Kim. I'm doing the math.
You got a formula in his head.
Yeah, I very clearly have a formula in my head. Edwin Diaz is going to be getting $22 million a year, so that brings you up to what, 280. Pete Alonso will get 300, or we'll get 300. We'll get 30. Yeah, we'll get 30-ish. So that brings you up to 310, 315, 320, and then they need to sign another starting pitcher or two. I would put the percent chance at about, based on what I'm reading, or based on what I'm reading, 20.
20?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Wait, for both or for
both? Or for both, for bringing both back.
Bringing both back.
back.
Okay.
It's a 1 in 5 chance. I think there's a 1 in 5 chance, which is absurd. Separate them. I think Edwin Diaz comes back. I'll take Edwin Diaz at his word and say 50-50. And I think Pete is at about, I mean, this math isn't going to add up. I have no idea. I don't know how this kind of math would work. But I think Pete's probably at about 20.
I think Diaz, I still think the Mets are the favorite to bring Diaz back, and probably both these guys, just because that's how this business works. When you have them, you're probably the favorite to re-sign them. But I think Diaz is at like a 45. I just think his market's very strong. That I think I would go a little under the 50, but I still think there's a strong chance they bring him back. And I would say Pete, I'm a little more bullish than Sean on Pete chance to come back, but I'd say like a 30 to 35 for Pete.
I agree. I think, well, and also if I had to pick one over the other, I would want, if I can't have both, which ideally I'd want both, but I would want Diaz over Pete. I would say Diaz, I agree, is like 50% chance for the Mets, and I'd say Pete is like 30 or 40.
If the plan here is like that's the thing. If they're not going to bring back Pete Alonso because they're going to go sign Cody Bellinger and move Juan. So they're going to go sign Cody Bellinger. Sure. Kyle Schwarber, Cody Bellinger, Jaron Duran.
I would love Kyle Schwarber, by the way.
And then they're going to move Juan Soto to first base or some shit, whatever.
Right.
Sure, fine, whatever. Get funny, get clever, and they could do that, whatever. But, yeah. You haven't made the team better yet, and you didn't make playoffs. So
I also think, like, sometimes this stuff that's on social media is like fed to the, from their agent.
Oh, don't believe anything you have ever read on Twitter. The only people you should ever believe are sitting next to you. They're the only people with a reasonable, logical, rational take on what's happening.
With that, but I'm saying, Shay's here. But also I'm like, can we get Shay on camera? That would be cute. Sorry, Shay, come here. Oh, she's limping around. She's very old. So can we do something fun?
There's Shay. Shay's on camera. No, that was Shay. Yeah, Shay just was on camera.
I haven't had the chance to thank our executive producer and financier dad for putting together this great studio because
applause.
Yeah, I well, we don't need to, but I've been too angry about, because I'm not angry isn't the right word, but I'm frustrated. I'm triggered, so to speak. But no, yeah, thank you to our executive producer and financier for putting together this fine studio where I feel very comfortable getting angry about the Mets in the corner of a dark room. It's really one of my favorite things to do in the entire world. So I know, but like we're in a basement. Like realistically, we're in a basement. Hello, Shay, your name was found in the Epstein list. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Wasn't me. Okay, all right, thank you, Shay. Anyway, so
can we do a fun exercise?
Yeah. I wanted to do, next time we did an episode, I wanted to do which pitcher are they going to sign, but right now I think the pitcher that they're going to sign is I think they're going to try to convert Ryan Helsley to be a starter. So so Kim, whatever you got.
There's no way Helsley's going to be back. And there's no way anyone's signing. I think Luke Weaver, they might try to convert as a starter.
I say that's what I say. This is what I say to that. My game is, you said I was copying someone doing this, but whatever. Okay, so boom or bust. Let's do something fun because Citi Field is a fun place to go, and like just being a little reminiscent. So I'm gonna say something from Citi Field lore, and you tell me if it's a boom, meaning like you love it, or a bust, like you're like I could do without it. You ready? Okay, here we go. Okay.
Before we start, I just want to give proper credit to Loudmouths on SNY from 2008 to 2015, who did this exact segment, called it Boom or Bust. But
Mets lore.
they
Probably
talked about the Mets.
Probably at some point.
Citi Field lore.
Yeah.
Probably at some point.
I love Loudmouths.
If they did it for 7 years, probably.
It's not on TV anymore.
Shout out Carlin.
Well, I was just gonna say, what was the guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go.
On CBS.
Yeah.
You ready? First one, my favorite, Queen's Crew. Boom or bust? I say boom.
Boom.
I love the Queen's
Boom.
Crew.
You guys didn't like the Queen's Crew.
Queen
Producer says no. Okay, ready?
The Queen's Crew is awesome.
I love the Queen's Crew.
I think they should be featured
I
prominently
yeah,
throughout the stadium.
Yeah.
The Queen's Crew only gets like 1 inning.
When
No.
when I came,
Queen's Crew should
okay,
be like
hold
hyping
on.
them up in the 9th inning, like when they're playing that 9th inning hype video, like
Hitting
Queen-
a Fortnite dance.
Yeah.
When
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good idea.
on
yeah.
opening day when
No, it should
I
be like cheerleaders, they should be on the field the whole entire game.
opening day when I came up the escalator and the Queen's Crew was greeting me at the top of the escalator, it actually I had like physically like laughed and smiled. Like they made me happy.
Last year, there were listings for auditions for the Queen's Crew.
You should have done that.
I was gonna say we might have to. We have a camera and a studio here. Well, you too. I don't care, but all three of us, all four of us.
Yeah. I
would like.
I think I could do it.
I should submit a.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I think we
that
could
would
do
be
it.
Great. Okay. Ready? Next.
You need a base. You can hold up.
True.
Like cheerleading.
That's true.
The mascot race. Boom or bust?
Like
The new Yeah, the 5 girls.
Oh, that's I like it. It's fun. It's a boom. It's the Yankees always lose. That's
I wish the pizza won more. I like the pizza. Here comes the pizza. Because I like when he makes the charge at the end to be able to say here comes the pizza.
right.
Because
Yeah,
that's fun. But no, it's still a boom. Not as strong of a boom as the Queen's Crew, but
Interesting, because I thought you would have gone
but
mascot race.
but no, still the Queen's Crew. The mascot race. I still enjoy that. That's fun.
Well, and I think it's a nice shtick that the Bronx always loses.
Yeah.
Like that's a fun thing. Dominic the donkey.
I don't know. It's not called Dominic the Donkey.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
Lazy Mary.
Lazy Mary.
Lazy Mary. Can you call up to Alex and ask him to get me another drink? Just
See?
yell. No, I'm not saying you get it because no, I just yell. Be like,
how much time do we have left?
excuse me, excuse me.
You
Yeah.
off button.
We
What's
really
it
do.
called? Lazy Mary.
No, I'm good.
Lazy Mary. Yeah. Lazy Mary is a boom.
Ooh,
Yeah.
boom.
No. Yeah.
Okay,
I
too
mean,
much for
that-
the seventh inning stretch isn't complete anywhere.
yeah. That I was gonna say that's easy. It feels almost like, and again, obviously,
Well, it's random.
I attend my fair share of games not at Citi Field, but it feels weird when Lazy Mary doesn't play after the 7th inning stretch. Now
It takes away.
I'm saying at like Fenway when I'm at a game, like yeah. No, not every ballpark does that.
It takes away from taking you out to the ball game.
What?
3, 2,
5, 4, 3,
Three.
2.
What are you doing?
action. Oh, you're cutting it.
Why is he cutting?
I think he's restarting. Okay.
Oh,
Wait. Can you
yeah,
stop?
yeah.
Because I have to pee. What?
Well,
you lose momentum.
I'm
Okay,
already.
Yeah.
fine.
We're gonna end soon. We'll do boomer bust.
Okay, then we'll.
Yeah, boomer bust, and we'll do final thoughts.
This is good though. It's fun.
All right, yeah, we're back. Sorry about the random countdown. I don't know if you're gonna cut that out, but we were confused what our executive producer was doing. We're still new to
That
this.
was good. That was
Yeah, we're still new to this.
I'm so
but
excited about Boomer.
but yeah, Lazy Mary is a boom.
Okay, I got one that I have a feeling you might have a different feeling on. Voting on the 8th inning sing along instead of it just being Piano Man.
No. I what did I say? Next year.
Next year's
Well, it's changed now.
next year's Hot to Go, I think, and
The
then
loss
Pink
of Brand-
Pony Club.
Like part of choosing Chapel Roan as the 8th inning song was to annoy Brandon Nimmo. Like it's woke, it's it's LGBT friend. I don't know, but but I don't know. For my stance as of 5 days ago was that in 2026, it should be hot to go because I expect the Mets to win the World Series in 2026. And then in 2027, after they win the World Series, it should be Pink Pony Club because it's I'm going to keep on dancing at the Pink Pony. And it's like the Pink Pony Club is Citi Field, but hot to go is this year. And it would be funny if in 2026, you had grown people in the stands in Queens doing hot to go, HOT. That would be really funny. So I don't think there should be a vote. I think that's the thing. And if I ever get the opportunity to work for the Mets, I will be involved in these decisions. I will make sure I will email people. I will email people until they block me or fire me to make sure that I get my voice across. Is that looked like a police light? I felt like I was back in Brooklyn. Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
I don't love the voting. I think they should have a consistent, or even I don't mind a rotation of like 3 songs. The voting, I think you should have a constant rotation of about like 3 or 4 songs that you do. I don't need it to be Piano Man every time. I think that gets that could get a little repetitive, but I think having a rotation of 3 or 4 songs, I think Pink Pony Club goes hard. So I think that could be in the rotation. But yeah, I think a rotation of 3 or 4 songs. The voting's a little too much because then you get different songs every night, and
I don't want to. Mr. Brightside's fine, but what's one of the other annoying ones?
They do a lot of annoying. Like Since You've Been Gone, like I don't really like that one. Yeah,
that's like the classic annoying one.
Yeah.
Enough of them, and stop catering the choices to millennials. They do Carrie Underwood. They do like all this bullshit. Millennials suck.
So you're saying bust on?
Yeah, I'm gonna go bust.
I say bust on voting. I do not want them to vote. I would rather it just be a consistent song.
Yeah,
that's.
I
like Piano
I think
Man
a
personally.
rotation's fine.
Yeah,
I do think a rotation of 3 or 4, but I think they should keep this as rotation.
Okay, I'm gonna say one. Wait, the executive producer, can you come here for a second? You want to come on camera? I'm gonna say one more, and then I'm gonna let you take over.
What? You gonna be like?
Yeah, I'm taking a break. So hold on. No, wait. So I'm gonna say this one. Yeah, that's why I want Dad's thoughts. I'm just gonna take a quick break. But okay, that's fine. But the subway light show pitching change. Boom or bust? I say a big boom. Boom. I love it.
It worked like once in 2024.
Yeah, I'm just like confused about like what's going on when it happens. I do like the light shows. I like the light shows in court. I don't think the light show. I think they're sometimes overused by some of these stadiums, but I like the light shows for the most part at stadiums. Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure about like what's really going on in the subway one. I'll say a slight boom, but like. Because I enjoy it, it's fun, but I don't know. I feel like they could work on it to make it a little more clear about what's happening.
I don't know when it became you flash your lights on you, and I don't know if you're supposed to jump up and down.
Well, yeah. Why don't they like put like something on the scoreboard, like say like flash, like? And I know people can figure it out because everyone else in the ballpark is doing it, but I don't know.
Everyone's also equally confused.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No, bust.
Fair.
What about we'll go individually here. First Mike Janela.
Do you want to start on Mike Janela?
Yeah. Is there a middle answer? Do you know the one that took the picture with Mom for the Grimace Nanic?
Yeah.
Janela, there's the blonde girl, and there's the hype man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was nice enough to show up for Grimace Nana Day, so that was sweet. So I'll give him that. That's all I really know about him, but good guy.
Yeah. He's fine. What's the other guy's name? I don't know the other guy's name off the top of my head. Yeah. But I think he's better at it. I think he's the top one of the in-studio hosts. No disrespect to any of them. I think all of them do a good job. So I think the in-studio host as a whole is a boom. Yeah, and Janela's solid.
I think the hype man needs to refine his craft a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he's a very welcome addition. I don't know. Yeah, I know Kim loves Mike Janela. I don't know the name of the blonde girl, but boom.
Don't really care for her.
I agree.
No,
I don't think she's very good.
No, I gotta say, she. Yeah, well, she had a kid. Kim, you should know that. Yeah, right. That would make. I gotta be honest with you. Going through that would make me cranky. But I felt like when she had a kid, she got a little angry.
Seems not very enthusiastic now. Mike Janela is a great guy.
Nice sweatshirt by our executive producer, by the way. Yeah, and yeah, potentially, I don't know, with the news of the Met. I was gonna say with the news of the Met trading an outfielder today. I personally hope not, but maybe some foreshadowing here on the podcast.
What did I say? Foreboding? No, it's not. Wait, did you do any? Oh, you did hype man.
Yeah, well, he said.
Wait,
Janela.
what did you guys say about the
I give it a slight boom. I think they can make it a little more clear about like what's actually going on.
It's a pitching change.
Yes, I'm aware about what's going on the field. But like
I enjoy it.
with the I don't know.
Like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just fun. Oh, when you
No, I like the light shows. So I like I said, some teams overuse the light shows. Here's something I'm gonna stick with. I don't care how many good relievers you have. You can have a lot of good relievers. Only one reliever gets a light show. Only one reliever gets a light show because Ryan Helsley got a light show and it took away from the cap shuffle ones and he blew the game like he did a lot in the second half. But I'm blaming that partly because when you're not the closer, you should not get a light show. The Yankees had light shows for about four relievers. Luke Weaver had a light show. Devin Williams had a light show.
Doval.
Yeah. Doval had a light show. Bednar had a light show. Bednar deserves one. He has the Renegade.
They do this really cool thing with Bednar where they actually have like a bat symbol that they flash in the sky. It's called the Bednar. No, yeah, they have the Bednar symbol that they flash in the sky. Yes, and that's really cool. Yeah.
All right, I'll admit that's kind of. All right, which brings her. Oh, that would have been really cool if it did. So I'm like, the Yankees don't do anything fun. Wait, hold on. I'm transitioning. That's a perfect transition. The trumpets.
Who would say the trumpets?
Yeah, that's a boom. That's a boom.
Yeah.
That's
the biggest boom in all of
Okay.
sports.
Helsley's Hell's Bells was a bust.
Okay.
Not disrespect to Ryan Helsley. The Hell's Bells intro was cool, but no team should have two relievers.
This is a threat that we should all be concerned about. If they don't bring back Edwin Diaz and I never get to hear the trumpets at Citi Field again, I'm going to harm myself. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my! Please don't say that. Don't say that on. Okay. All right. How about this? My girl. Are you over it?
No, I think it's good.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy
day. So my girl. So boom.
You hear what I just said?
Boom.
I've got sunshine on a cloud. I just talked about how I'm going to harm myself.
True.
They don't bring back Diaz. We need mine. We need mine.
Okay. I'm just going with the game.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're getting reactions out of it.
I know. No, this is good. Okay, wait. I had one more and then I forgot. Oh my gosh. Wait. What was I going to say? All right.
Let me think. Let me think of one.
I thought I just had one in my head.
You know what?
I wanted to do my girl. I wanted to do trumpets.
While you think.
Oh, cap shuffle.
Oh, that's a boom, and I'm the goat at it.
Yes,
I can't be beat. And it's really difficult, and I like how shout out Citi Field for making the cap shuffle really difficult because the MLB TV one, that one is child's play. That one is so easy. I can do it with my eyes closed. But yeah, the Citi Field one's really difficult. I never have lost, I will say. I've never gotten it wrong, but it's really difficult. So when they add that second cap or the fourth cap, but when they add that mystery cap that wasn't there before, that's good stuff. So yeah, shout out, big boom for the cap shuffle because Citi Field especially does a great job with it.
I got a few busts. Like this isn't a boom or a bust. I got a few hard busts. One. When they close off the picnic area behind the bullpens for private events, that should always be open to the public. 100% all the time. Put your goddamned event in a suite or in a club.
When
Put it in a club.
Jake
You have a
DeGrom
million
was
clubs.
pitching, Jake and I tried to go watch DeGrom warm up, and that was the situation.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
The other bust is in center. The other two busts are in center field. Why is there an age limit on the kiddie field?
Yeah.
Let me swing the bat. Come on.
There should at least be a grown up.
There should be
without a doubt. There should be a grown up field that you can play on.
In the Mets, you can.
Yes, because if you want to have one be 12, what is it, 12 and under? I think 12 and under. That's fine because you don't want grown men hitting home runs, but I don't even know. I don't even because no.
Don't even.
Yeah, and it's not even like you're pitching, like it's on a tee. You're hitting off a tee, so it's not like 10-year-old's going to be pitching to a 40-year-old. Like, no, that's not happening.
You should let that happen.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
Okay. Whatever happened to the dunk tank? Remember the dunk?
Yeah.
Kim, you stole it right. I was gonna say my third bust was replacing the dunk tank with the Ford F-150 challenge. What the hell was that all about?
That was so fun because the opposing team, they would always wear the opposing team's hat and uniform, and it was just fun.
Did I keep doing that till the very end? I don't know if they kept doing that. But...
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember when it disappeared. Like 20, I think around the pandemic it disappeared.
Boomer bust. What about the cannon into the apple?
I love it.
You like it?
I think Dad doesn't like that one.
AI says boss.
It's grown on me. He's grown on me. I've seen it. I saw someone hit it once.
I've seen it once. I've seen it once. But yes, it's very rare. But that is part of it.
I've never
it's not
seen
supposed to be
anyone
easy. I like the sign on the top of the bullpen or whatever, where if a player hits it, then like someone wins. However many it grows, like as the year goes on. Because I've never seen anyone hit that. So I think that's fun because to see whenever a ball gets close there and get excited that you could win however much money it is. I think that's fun.
Okay, this segment was it a boomer?
This was a boom.
This segment was a boom. This segment was a boom.
It was a boom. This was a boom. No, I think we could do an entire episode out of boom.
I agree.
Like
no, but each time we're gonna do a different topic. Like next time we're gonna do like starting pitchers or like bullpen pitchers or whatever. Well, or our
free agents
sessions.
I think free agents is a big one right now because we don't know who's going to be the starting pitchers
No, but I'm
or
saying
the
you could
bullpen
make
pitchers.
it like light or heavy. Like you could do like. No, I'm saying like light, meaning like just fun and frivolous.
Yeah, what heavy topics are we dealing with on Boomer Buzz?
I'm saying starting pitching is a little more heavy.
How is that a heavy topic?
No, I mean it's like more serious.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Like,
boomer bust, Steve Gelbs. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bust.
Oopsie, mama. That's Steve.
let's do let's do each broadcaster. Gary.
We're just gonna be roasting Steve Gelbs.
Yeah. This is mean.
Boom.
Boom.
Keith.
Boom.
Ronnie.
Boom. Bust. What? AI is something to say.
Let's beat reporters.
What?
DeComo.
2, 1.
We'll be back right after this break.
Okay.
Wait, what are we up to? Are we up to like an hour and something?
We're up to like an hour. We're up to an hour 8.
Wait, when does it pause?
We should probably stop.
How have we had to pause it like 3 times?
No, it's fine.
No,
It's smart.
This is when it's good.
So let's do some national broadcasters, Boomer Bust.
There you go.
Okay.
Gosh, I love it.
How long is Boomer Bust going to go on?
All right, yeah. Then this will be it.
I like Boomer Bust.
Joe Davis.
Bust. Terrible. Does not meet the moment.
Likes him.
Because David feels like he has to like Joe Davis because David knows that if he wants to break into broadcasting, he needs to be nice to Joe Davis. I have given up on that dream years ago. Bust. Joe Davis is terrible. Joe Davis is the fucking worst.
I think Joe Davis. Is.
I'm not.
I think Joe Davis is fine. I'll say.
Hang on, this says,
wait, whoa, yeah. He just said that the main MLB broadcaster sucks, but you're mad that he cursed. But yeah, I think Joe Davis is fine. As like the main guy, I would say a bust, but like as a broadcaster as a whole, sure.
Trying to be
Boom.
clever. Stop trying to come up with funny.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
or don't say anything.
Yes, that's my biggest problem with Joe Davis is that enough with the one-liners. Just give some genuine reactions. Like his call for the Miguel Rojas game-tying homer in the 9th inning, that was a very good call. That was like one of the better calls that I've heard from him because it was organic. It wasn't because he thought there was no chance that Miguel Rojas would actually ever hit a home run, and then it happened, and it gave a genuine call.
Here's what I said.
The Gibby meet Freddie and the if you want to beat the champs, you got to knock him out. Like, God, give me a break.
It's not clever. Here's what I say. Joe Davis, meet a muzzle.
John Smoltz.
Smoltz sucks. No, Smoltz is a bust.
Smoltz, honestly, I gotta say, I think Smoltz was better this past postseason than Joe Davis. I'm not even kidding. I think Smoltz was better. Smoltz was giving better pitching insight this past postseason than Joe Davis. I like
because he's a pitcher.
I know, but I like to hear Smoltz loved watching Kevin Gausman this past postseason. So Smoltz was personally like appealing to me. Adam Amin doesn't know anything about baseball, and everyone wants to talk like. And who's the other guy? Mikey Face? No, that's the guy from SNL. Alex Foss.
Mikey. Wait.
Mikey Day.
Mikey Day.
They're all all of these people are the same thing. Like the SNL people and the Fox announcers are all like
KB.
KB.
Boom.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, A-Rod.
Do the Mets ones.
A-Rod.
A-Rod's weird.
A-Rod's weird.
I'm going to say Boom. I like A-Rod. Well, Poppy, we're all going to say Boom.
Yeah, Boom. Yeah.
And Jeter.
Bust.
Jeter
was better this post.
Jeter realized that he actually has a lot better chemistry with David Ortiz than with Alex Rodriguez.
But he still has,
Yes,
took it
100%. Yeah.
he still has no personality.
Yes, but he had a little more this postseason because he's right that
He was laughing.
he could play off David Ortiz a little more. Yeah. But him and A-Rod, have no chemistry and they cannot play each other in any way.
Chemistry with A-Rod.
Yeah.
I like
J-Lo,
A-Rod.
how did J-Lo stay with A-Rod that long? I mean, Jesus Christ. By the way, speaking of pre and post game guys, and speaking of J-Lo, Jake said he saw J-Lo in the city this week, and I saw Todd Zeal.
Nice.
Oh yeah, let's do Todd Zeal. Boomer bust.
Todd Zeal's a boss.
He's a boss.
He's a boss.
The other guy. Who's the other? Wait,
Hang on. Well, you see, he was throwing his curveball a lot, and it was a good curveball, and he really went back to the well with it. And I thought it was a really good pitch. Well, thank you for that, Todd. Let's head now to what's his name? No.
Didn't you just say that you saw Todd Zeal? You maybe could have gotten him on the show until you just made fun of him.
you're not giving him.
He
Zeal
sounds
of
constipated.
He does.
No, he does not get my Zeal.
Yeah, no, he does not. I agree though.
Else are on
Gary Apple is I don't really like.
Really bad at play-by-play.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's just in my brain. It's play-by-play days that I haven't been able to recover.
I'd rather hear Gary Apple than Gelbs.
No. No. That is
my friends.
Yeah. And my friends. Like, come on. No.
Gary Apple was off.
Yeah. Gelbs has some work to do for sure, but he is not as bad as Gary Apple.
One of the best moments of my life. In August 2016, I think it was August 2016, I was watching, it was like just a regular Wednesday. The Mets were playing the Tigers in Detroit, and Gary Apple was on the call. And it was like a good game. It was like a 2-2 game in the top of the 8th. And Neil Walker comes up and hits a big home run to give the Mets the lead. And he's like, hit in the air, deep to right. And my friends, there it goes. It's just like, it doesn't. He had done it on a previous home run, and it was so clear that it was manufactured. It was so clear that it was a crutch that it made me cackle. It was.
I forgot about and my friend.
More than most know how hard it is to do.
No, it's very difficult. It is very difficult.
So you can empathize.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, it's very difficult, and it's not easy what they do. But yeah.
All right. So are we done?
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Final thought.
I feel like I had something else to say about.
Do you have anything in your notepad? Are you done?
Did David Stearns break Brandon Nimmo, then trade him at his lowest value?
We talked. We covered that.
My initial note was an ode to show because I was going to write something nice
to
about
Shohei Ohtani. Really?
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
I ended up writing "fuck that guy."
I was gonna say.
Has anyone seen Begonia?
No, I haven't. I wanted to see it, but I haven't.
because that was something that I need.
Yeah. I've never seen.
Jake's movie.
I haven't seen the second part of Wicked. Heard that it's not as good as the first part. I enjoyed the first part.
I liked the first, but it was too long.
It was too long.
Yeah.
Yes. For a part one, I agree that it was too long. I enjoyed the first part. I thought the first part was good. I thought both Ariana Grande and Cynthia
Ariana
Erivo
Grande was very good.
did very good.
Not
the
who's
music.
the guy that played the wizard. He was not.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum's terrible. Jeff Goldblum is terrible. But I thought they both did a very good job. I thought the music was very good in part one. So I'm gonna watch part two. I'll see part two, but I've heard that it's worse.
Wait, can we plug Jake's movie coming out?
Yeah, I just don't know when it's coming out, but
Still here. It's coming out soon. Jake's movie. Jake will be on the show at some point. Yeah.
Your brother. And my son. And
he's a very talented filmmaker, and he's going out with this lovely young lady she's a very talented actor in her own right. Together, the two of them, they could be the next. They could be
Brangelina.
Brangelina.
Well, that didn't really work out.
I was
in the
thinking
end.
a little bit.
Jari.
Who?
Jari.
Oh. What about back in the day? Come on, give me what's a power couple from back in the
Brangelina.
name an actor.
Astaire. He's Fred.
Who's Fred Astaire?
Fred
Fred and
Astaire.
Ginger.
Yep.
Fred Astaire
Sure.
and Ginger Rogers.
There
Sure.
it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
But how about
I saw Annie Hall for the first time the other day.
should we call? Do you like that Jari? That's cute.
Jari's fun.
We're not allowed to watch Woody Allen movies anymore, right?
I don't think so.
All right.
But yeah,
Coming soon.
Still here, coming soon.
To a theater.
Wicked Part 2 is already out. I don't think we have to plug that though. I don't.
do this.
And I think they're probably being plugged enough. The new Knives Out movie's coming out next week.
I'll plug that.
It's
Yeah,
the holiday
agreed.
season. You should watch Fred Claw.
Shout out Ryan Johnson. I'm excited for the new Knives Out movie, so I'll see that.
We're going to the winter. We're going to be at the winter meetings in a few weeks. We'll have David's not going to be there. I'll be there. We have trust me. Oh, I got a mouthful for
Live looking.
maybe I'll have a mouthful for Mr. Stearns. So we'll see how that goes. And listen, yeah,
I'm just plugging Jake's movie.
if they don't
and
Wicked
and Knives Out,
and if they don't hear me out at the winter meetings, we'll probably do like a almost like a sneak, like, hey, David Stearns, what's your problem? Kind of like sneak attack and kind of try something like that. So we'll see.
How about like you could break news, like trades and things like that?
What do you think? They think they're just like, I'm just gonna go up to them and just be like.
Well, no, I'm just
Not
saying,
even-
like you might be the first to hear. Like I don't know, you don't know.
probably not.
Probably, I probably won't be the first. Yeah.
Probably not the first.
Whatever, but we could do a live look.
Yeah. No,
Live look
I'm
from the winter.
I'm excited to see the content from the winter meetings
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Um.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be.
Wait, I think also our one of our biggest fans, your cousin Johnny Flogel wants to be a guest on Queening Out.
Yeah, we'll have him on soon.
We'll have
yeah.
him on either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, this is AI speaking. Did you say Johnny Flogel,
Yeah.
Yes.
professional baseball player from Sweden?
Yes.
Well, and
The mosquitoes, right? Was it the mosquitoes?
Yep. Yeah. A professional baseball, an
Pitcher.
international baseball player,
and online fisherman.
Yes, and an online fisherman. Follow Uncle Larry's
Uncle
Outdoors. That's
Larry's
the tag, right, on Instagram.
Yep.
Follow Uncle Larry's Outdoors.
Yep.
That,
Maybe
maybe we should get on that.
On my best day, I'm a child of God. On my worst day, I'm a child of God. We'll see you guys next time.